Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Miss Ifa and my classmates who will be watching this video in regards to me doing a short review, or wait, a long review, saying it's 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, a review about my own short story, this short story that I've chosen, which will be The Land of Sad Oranges by Ghassan Kanafani. I hope I didn't butcher that name because I have a tendency to do so. A brief history about Kanafani himself. He was born in 1936, if I'm not wrong. He passed away in 1972, due to a bomb planted onto his car. Yeah, that's one way to go when you think about it. He is also one of a prominent literary figures, not just to Arabic literature, but worldwide. He is globally well known for people who are really passionate about literature. And to be honest, his works have been remarkable. They deserve the recognition, and thanks to that, recognition, they have been translated into many other different languages. And hopefully, his message, his impact on the literature world can hold on for a long time. So let's get on to the short story. So first and foremost, the summary. So at the start of the story, we, the persona, ourselves, since this story is in first person, we are leaving Java to Akka, and that's, I'm assuming, a place in Palestine, simply because I couldn't find anything online, and since Palestine is sort of like in a predicament position right now, so it's clear to know where this is, but I'm pretty certain this is in Palestine. So our persona, they were leaving Java to Akka when the Israeli soldier came, and they were threatening our persona and other people in our village, I suppose. They were threatening and harassing us, and it was our time to go. And later on in the night, a van came, and we were all, you just sort of fit into that van, a whole family, or 2 or 3 families, who knows. And with that being said, we were taken to a place called Ras Inakura. I'm sorry, these pronunciations are hard. Ras Inakura, which happens to be a safe haven for these people. So when we reached to Ras Inakura, people just started to go down, and the first thing that our persona notices is that the women, they were carrying basket of oranges. The men were praising the oranges. It shows that orange has something to do in this story, besides other than the fact that it's a really good fruit, which I really could have some right now. But as the story goes on, it just shows the life of refugee. They're basically kicked out of their house, their country, and it's Kanafani has perfectly depicted what it's like to live as a refugee. And it's just daunting, honestly. I mean, I can't imagine myself being a refugee when I think about it. It's just horrible. I mean, imagine getting kicked out of your house unwillingly and having to sleep on the cold, hard ground. What a horror when I think about it. As the story progresses, the father of someone we know, simply because we're not actually a protagonist, but nor are we an antagonist as well. We're more of a narrator for this. And a father of someone we know, who happens to be a main character. He is mentioned loads of times. In fact, the whole story revolves around him. He is sort of like the leader of this pack, if I might say. And it shows the deterioration of his mind state, and this sort of like goes hand in hand with the theme of the story as well, which is the after effects of war. And the story ends with the father of someone we know having a sickness, and he is lying on a cold hard ground. I'm assuming he's dying of some internal disease, or maybe he got shot by the Israeli troops, who knows. But he is sick, and to what extent, it's bad. What may be the cause, we don't know. How will he end up, we don't know as well. And the story just leaves us saying that the orange was wrinkled and dry. So again, orange So here are my opinions or thoughts about the story. Now, in my opinion, Miss Ifa recommended this short story to me, and I can see why. It's about war, and I think I've yelled in class a few times that I like war stories or war poems, and I have to admit this is one of the best that I've read. It simply because I've done so much research on this. Like, I've been to debates, I've been to talks, I've been to public speaking about, you know talking about the Palestinian war and about how children over there are getting killed over and over. The women are getting raped. It's just so horrible there, and you know and this is something that I'm passionate about, and I would like to thank Miss Ifa for recommending this story to me. My opinion about the story is that it is beautifully daunting. Like, the way Kanafani describes things, things began to deteriorate here. Not just your life, not just like the buildings. No, it's their entire life. Not just the buildings, the life, the family bond. It can break. War can break so many things, more than just buildings. Trust me when I say that. You know, you know, Kanafani truly captures what it's like to be in this situation, to be in a country where peace is something hard to get. And I think we should take in knowledge of how lucky we are for the peace and tranquility that Malaysia has. So hopefully it can last for a long time. Now, to dive more into the more critical parts of the story, like I said earlier, this story is in first person view. We don't have a name. Our first person view, our persona, they don't have a name, which in my opinion is brilliant in Kanafani's part, because he wants us to be immersed in the story. And I was really immersed. I even, like, when it said that, cold chills started going down my spine. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling cold now. And that's one part that makes the story amazing. Another part is that the symbolism behind the orange. The orange, when you think about it, it's a nice fruit, but think about the color. It's an orange. It's a bright color, so it has to symbolize hope in some way. Bright colors always symbolize hope, happiness, those positive things. But the story ends saying the orange was wrinkled and dry, meaning hope is no longer available. And how daunting must that be, for our persona and the rest of the people there with us, to know that they're not safe anymore anywhere. Whatever they do, whatever they say, wherever they go, they have to be extremely cautious. And again, Kanafani, he has perfectly captured the after effects of war, not just on the economic state of a country, but the mental state of a person. In our persona as a child, there were children around, and those children were happy, jubilant. They were like vibrant, and the next thing you know, they're quiet, they're obedient, they are scared. And that is something that no child should ever go through. To be scared wherever you go, it's not something that I'm sure anyone would wish on anyone else, even your own enemies, to be honest. With all that said, Kanafani has created, in my opinion, a masterpiece of a short story here. And hopefully, I would like to spread this around, and you guys really have to read the story. It leaves you questioning, are the governments doing everything they can to help Palestine? Are the governments doing everything they can to help these people over there? Should we be doing things to help them over there? It makes you question yourself, and I hope, with my review here, it can convince you to at least spend a few minutes reading the story. And with that said, I would like to end my video with Assalamualaikum and thank you.